Am I the a-hole? For kicking out my parents and sister for trying to control my life. Throwaway account because I don't want my family members/friends to find out. I 22F moved out of my parents' house last year to a condo that is 30 minutes away. I did this because I hate living with them as they are very controlling and like to force my siblings and me to follow their beliefs. My oldest sister 24F is like my parentsy pointy, very traditional and controlling. My parents never approved of us getting a boyfriend. They believe in an arranged marriage and prohibit us from engaging in premarital sex, but I don't care about this. I've had boyfriends behind their backs, and only my youngest sister, 16F, knows about it as we are very close. I have a boyfriend 23. I have been going out for 8 months now. Yesterday I invited him over to hang out at my home, and we had sex. My oldest sister decided to visit me out of nowhere, and caught us. It pissed me off so much that she visited without notifying me. She then started screaming at me and called me a hoe for sleeping around. I tried to make her understand that it was my boyfriend, and even if I was sleeping around, it was none of her business. She didn't like my answer and proceeded to call my parents to snitch on me. Well, they were pissed, and my mom started going on about how I committed a sin. I'm an atheist, but she doesn't respect it, and forced me to break up with my BF. My dad even started saying how it was time they find a groom for me so that I would behave. I kicked them out of my house and told them to only talk to me if they are willing to apologize to my BF and me for disrespecting us. My mom is now trying to guilt trip me by stating that she's my mom and has sacrificed a lot to raise me. I know that she sacrificed a lot, but I'm not too fond of the way she's treating me. I'm 22, not 12. They are still pissed and have spammed my phone. My cousins heard about it and forced me to apologize to my parents and sister for kicking them out and yelling at them. I refused to do that and blocked them. My youngest sister and BF are on my side. She even called out my oldest sister for being an Aussie botch, but nobody is listening to her as she's not an adult. So am I the a-hole for standing up for myself and my BF? Edit 1. Everyone asked if I was an Indian, and the answer to that is yes. I'm an Indian, but not from India. And my sister got into my house with a spare key I gave her, and I trusted her to use it with my knowledge. But since she breached the trust, I have taken away the key from her and my parents. I don't think I can go North Carolina with my parents, but thank you, everyone, for your opinion and take on this issue. I definitely will set some distance between us and try to make them understand. But if they still try to be difficult, I'll have to go North Carolina for a few weeks to make them realize I'm legit about this. Thank you again. As for my youngest sister, she can't live with me now, even though I would love to take her in. But she's also planning to move in with me once she turns 18. My parents are unaware of this. Now let's read some comments. Yes, this surprised me. The sister caught her in her home, where she lives by herself. Please change the locks and block them on social media phone at least for a bit. Your family has no business coming into your home unannounced, nor trying to harass you into changing the choices you make in life. Not the a-hole. Can be from anywhere from Asia and Africa. Arranged marriage is slightly more common in India, I guess. Source: I'm an Indian. That's the first thing that came to mind, but I was scared to say it, and being accused of being racist, haha. My theory was consolidated even more by the fact Op's cousins got involved to stir up more drama by blasting her. Not the a-hole. Family ties go snip snip, haha. Change the locks, probably change numbers, and when possible, change address and don't tell them. I too thought that initially, but premarital sex is seen more as a societal flaw along the lines of prostitution than a religious sin in India. Ref: I'm from India. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole seconding the advice to change the locks. I'm with you on changing the locks, and let your super/landlord/rental company know that you don't want them let into your apartment or given a copy of your key, because they'll probably try it. Also that you don't want them here, period. So, if it's a building with an intercom system, you could let neighbors know with a little note in everyone's mailbox: hi, this is Condo X. My sister recently entered my condo without notice, and I have had my locks changed. If she or anyone else is trying to buzz you to enter the building to get to me or my unit, please don't allow them in trance and call myself or the super to get them to leave. Thanks for your help, neighbors is not the a-hole, but you definitely need to move. People are saying change the locks, but they still know where you live and can come harass you. Move and don't give them the new address. Why do so many people post about arguing with a family member and then say that now cousins, aunties, uncles, grandparents etc are calling or texting to make demands? Where is this normal behavior? Not the a-hole. It pretty normal in places where the culture always puts your family at a priority. In such places, this sort of interference is a norm because your family. Plus since op is basically breaking all the rules with moving out, being an atheist, having premarital sex, it becomes a huge issue in cultures which place a high value on honor. They will hound you to correct yourself. In Indian families every aunt/uncle/grandparent think they have the same amount of authority as your parents and will make everything you do their business. Some kids ignore them and live their own lives. Others spend their lives trying to please people who should really have no say. Yeah, I never heard from relatives about family stuff. In fact, I resented my immediate family having opinions. I certainly wouldn't have put up with some second cousin twice removed having an opinion. Because a lot of submitters on AITA are from non-Western cultures. And there are as a result always some commenters on these threads who ask why are you even asking this here, this real, gotta be trolling. Just because they haven't ever left their flyover county once in their life, that doesn't mean the whole world is on the same stage as them. Agreed. It boggles my mind that it is considered okay because of her culture. It's really ducking toxic and allows for even more toxic behavior. Side note, not hating on cultures, just saying people will manipulate people by saying it is their culture and that is why they are being toxic. Aisha bruh, it's especially more difficult on my Indian friends BC. It's normal for someone to get the whole family involved to subjugate and shame someone. Even random Indian grandmothers tend to make loud unsolicited comments in their own dialect about how my female friends dress. It upsets me how they think it's fine to judge complete strangers on how they look. Canadian here, my family pulled this shit when I cut off my mom. Cousins I haven't even seen in over a decade were reaching out to me to try and guilt me into talking to her again. I'm Asian but brought up in a Western country. Even so, when I had issues with my parents, my whole extended family plus family friends had been involved. Pretty common. It's normal in abusive families. Instead of keeping an argument between the two parties, one of those parties will start pulling in other people who seem to be close to the other party to shame and guilt them into complying. It's a control technique, and most support communities call them flying monkeys because they just seem to parrot the abuser's talking points and don't listen to reason. Abusers turn assertion of boundaries as an act of war. I'm surprised to see so many people conflating this behavior with non-Western cultures. I'm American and this is standard practice in my family. I also have American friends whose families are similar. Anytime I upset my mother or grandmother, I'd get aunts, uncles, grandaunts/uncles, cousins, my grandmother's close friends, etc. all blowing up my phone or calling the house phone demanding to tell me off about whatever it was. Not the a-hole. My mom is now trying to guilt trip me by stating that she's my mom and has sacrificed a lot to raise me. Your mom doesn't own you BC, she raised you. She decided to have kids, so it's her job to raise them. Her raising you is the bare ducking minimum. Your whole family sounds toxic and controlling. Who you sleep with is none of their business, and they don't get to decide what you do with your life. You're an adult. They think that because they're family they can treat op like shit and be forgiven. She does not owe them anything, and if they don't learn to respect op as an adult they are going to be in for a fun surprise when op and her youngest sister stop talking to them as soon as she turns 18. Also, the other sister is a real see you next Tuesday. Edit. Messed up sibling order. Yes, unless a child was literally forced on you, you didn't sacrifice anything for them. You sacrificed things for your own choice and desire to have a child and to be a responsible parent. You know, the thing you are by law supposed to do when you want to be/stay a parent. So, no, op, unless she was forced to have you, she didn't sacrifice anything for you, so you do not owe her anything. Being born wasn't your choice, so your life and how it affected your parents until you were 18 wasn't your responsibility. So this is a shitty manipulation tactic to guilt you into doing whatever they want. Not the a-hole. Tell your mom that manipulation isn't a good look and you'd have to actually feel guilty for her to pull the guilt card. This is something that always bugs me. Having children is a choice. You choose to have children, then you are responsible for them. They didn't choose to be born and therefore owe you nothing. My cat costs me money, time, etc. She owes me nothing. A child is not very different. Not the a-hole. Agreed, giving birth to someone doesn't mean they owe you. If anything, you owe them for bringing them into a world that has a whole lot of shitty parts amongst the good. Op is 100% independent and therefore 100% entitled to tell them to take a hike, as long as she's okay with the potential fallout. Yeah, I'm sick of this sacrificed a lot to raise you. The kid didn't ask for any of it. The parents presumably went into starting a family knowing the responsibilities of having children and everything that entails. Children don't owe their parents for the decisions parents made. Op should go no contact with everybody but the younger sister and just live her life. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell for more videos. Also like the video if you enjoy it.